Thirds of the season remaining, Southampton were in all sorts of trouble at the foot of the Premiership table. With 11 games gone, the Saints had managed just one win, and that had come in their last home game against Coventry. Middlesbrough had started their season very brightly by contrast and arrived on the south coast in 4th place. Winger Stuart Ripley made his 6th start for Southampton following his summer move from Blackburn. And they were unchanged from their last game, a 0-0 draw at Sheffield Wednesday, which had represented their first clean sheet of the season. Mark Hughes was still looking for his first goal for the club, and to improve Southampton's dismal goals for record, they'd netted just 7 times. Brian Deane, recently signed from Benfica, had just scored his first goal for Borough in a draw with Nottingham Forest. Newly promoted and riding the crest of a wave, they were unchanged from that game. 35-year-old Andy Townsend faced the club where he began his professional career. Up front, Hamilton Ricard was the Premiership's leading scorer. Your match commentator is John Champion.
Nearly 3 months into the season and plenty riding on this game already for both these clubs. Southampton the lowest of the low, Middlesbrough going extremely well. 4th place, 17 points from their 11 opening fixtures. And adjusting very nicely to life in the Premier League after their promotion in the summer. But it will be a test of their rejuvenated form against Southampton side eager to put their season onto some sort of firmer footing. There's Gianluca Festa. Southampton throw. David Jones nearer the camera there, the manager of Southampton. Former Stockport boss, now in his 2nd season here at the Dell. Dean Gordon. And it was Dean who was rising. It's under fairly heavy pressure anyway. Brian Dean recently returned from Portuguese football with Benfica, but offside. Southampton have only won 1 Premier League game so far. It was a fortnight ago against Coventry here, 2-1. Suffered the ignominy of defeat to 2nd Division Fulham in the League Cup over 2 legs. That's Letitia! And whilst they have him, they have hope. Ricard. Here's Andy Townsend bursting through. Hit the base of the post. He's not scored this season, Townsend. Beat the goalkeeper comprehensively. But having steered it wide of Jones, it rebounded from the upright. Those have been going in for Middlesbrough generally this season. Most things have been going for them. This is Robbie Mustoe. Turned aside by Paul Jones. And this was the better chance that fell to Andy Townsend. Gascoigne couldn't get the return. Carlton Palmer sorted that. And here's Stuart Ripley. Letitia. Mark Hughes chopped down rather crudely by Robbie Mustoe. And we're going to see Paul Alcock producing a yellow card for the first time this afternoon. The referee gradually feeling his way back towards normality after the incident with Paolo Di Canio 6 weeks ago at Hillsborough. Palmer. This is Egil Listenstadt. It is still in play. Both sides appealing for the throw, but it is Southampton's. And it's taken by Wayne Bridge. Here's Benali. Hughes. And Palmer. A placed shot, didn't go for all-out power. Actually flicked the hand of Fester on its way through. Östenstadt. Ripley. That's worth a blast. Wayne Bridge, this 18-year-old Southampton born. Gascoigne. It's nicely done. Townsend. And Ricard! He's been scoring from all angles this season. Leading scorer in the Premier League with 8 so far. 10 in all competitions. Benali. This is Klaus Lundekvam. Comfortable for Colin Cooper. Middlesbrough have drawn their last 2 games in the Premier League. They've only lost one of their last 7. It's enabled them to move up the table from 4th from bottom to 4th from top. Townsend. Former Southampton player Andy Townsend joined the club from non-league Weymouth at the start of his professional career. Gascoigne. Letitia. Benali. Floated for Östenstadt. This is Ripley. Ripley's cross. Comes to Bridge. He's being employed on the left side of midfield this afternoon. He prefers it at left back, the coaching staff say. Fester. A mess of that made by Lundekvam, and here's Hamilton Ricard! And Lundekvam very calmly punts it behind. Sure, there wasn't a little shirt tug there on the way as well. Just as well the referee didn't see that. Hamilton Ricard is proving the main threat to Southampton. Townsend. Whistle had gone anyway for a Southampton free kick. A little bit of pushing going on there, mostly involving Ricard. Gascoigne. Back from Townsend. Here's Curtis Fleming. And Gascoigne. And still Gascoigne. Well, he's just delighted to be playing football again, Paul Gascoigne. Here's Östenstadt. Ripley. No chances taken by Steve Vickers. It's a goal kick. We've seen Letitia score direct from corners before now. That's half-time. And Southampton have had their moments, but Middlesbrough perhaps have had the better chances for the second half. Middlesbrough looking to reinforce their top four position, but frustrated by Southampton. Here, though, is Rickard, who is brought down, and Middlesbrough have a free kick. And Rickard, unsportingly, is asking referee Alcock to produce a yellow card for Ken Moncau. And the referee, for shirt pulling, is going to do so. Letitia has made the point to referee Alcock that he should be making his own decisions, taking his own action. They don't need a member of the opposition going round waving an imaginary yellow card. So booking for Ken Moncau, the Dutch centre-back. And I think Paul Alcock is looking for Hamilton Rickard, and for asking that one of his opponents, Moncau, should be booked. The Colombian, Rickard, is going to be cautioned. Ungentlemanly conduct. To say he looks perplexed would be an understatement. That obviously doesn't happen in the Colombian League. Andy Townsend, as skipper, asking precisely why that yellow card was issued. Deep down he must know. Paul Gascoigne centrally involved in the planning of this. It is Gascoigne, and it's a super free kick. Back to doing what he does best. He's missed the last 3 games for that treatment in the clinic for the inner demons that so torment him. But this is his natural environment. Letitia. Wayne Bridge. And the shot tipped over by Marlon Beresford. And that was travelling from Egil Østenstad. Took a nasty deflection too off Cooper. Made that a very good stop by Beresford. James Beattie doing some warming up there in front of Dave Jones. Townsend. Dean. Townsend once more. Brian Dean. And eventually Hughes about to bring it away, and the whistle has gone. 1 or 2 mystified expressions on players' faces, and if looks could kill, then Brian Dean might just have committed murder. Gascoigne. And Southampton get on with this quickly. It's bowled out to Ripley. Goalkeeper's ball. Brian Robson has come down from his seat in the stand to join Viv Anderson and Gordon McQueen down there. Rickard. Good defending by Moncau. It's careless by Fleming. Hughes. Ripley. Letitia, and behind by Festa. Southampton beginning to pressurise a little more now. Letitia asking that the corner be left for him to swing in. Lundekvam is forward, so's Ken Moncau. Both the centre-backs are up. Letitia. Moncao! That's a thumping header. And that's 1-1. And those two have been combining to that sort of effect for a number of seasons now. Set pieces delivered in pinpoint fashion by Letitia onto the ever so broad forehead of Ken Moncao. It's been thin pickings for the home supporters here so far this season. 2 defeats to start with, a draw, another defeat, and then that win against Coventry. Here's Gascoigne for Middlesbrough. Dean Gordon. Festa. Oh, Mustoe lost track of the ball and then pulled back Mark Hughes. And remember, Mustoe was cautioned in the first half. And he's going to see yellow for a second time here. And Middlesbrough are going to be reduced to 10 men. Wholehearted battler in midfield. Occasionally it goes with the territory. 2 bookable offences. And Robbie Mustoe has been sent off. No question that he was wrestling back Mark Hughes. Terry Cooper alongside Dave Jones, club's chief scout. Gascoigne. Foul given against Hughes. Gascoigne who takes. Oh, and Lunderquam, what's he done? He's only scored an own goal, that's what. Under no great pressure, Gascoigne's flighted free kick. Didn't get a shout from his goalkeeper. Change being made by Middlesbrough. Hamilton Ricard, their leading scorer, is being withdrawn. And Phil Stamp, combative midfield player, is coming on. Some achievement for the 10 men to be leading. The Southampton crowd are getting on their players' backs a little. A back heel from Gascoigne. Fleming. Here's Stamp. And the goalkeeper spilt it. And Townsend was lurking. And Lunderquam has done well. But for his quick thinking, could have been another goal for Middlesbrough. Southampton's basic problem this season so far has been scoring goals. They've managed, including today's, only 7 in the Premier League in what's now nearly 12 games. Change made, sees a striker coming on, Beattie. Here's Hughes. Hiley. Lunderquam. Palmer. Beattie rising, but beaten in the air. Bridge. Beattie. And it comes back to James Beattie. And despite the protests, the goal stands. Middlesbrough's case is that Beresford, the goalkeeper, was fouled. It's not one with which referee Alcock concurs. Judge for yourselves. Well, there was an arm up from Östenstadt. But Beattie, opportunistic striker that he is, didn't hang around to argue. 2-2. I think Beresford probably did have a case. It's Gordon. Super ball, Østenstad! Southampton have the lead with 5 minutes to play. Peach of a pass by Letizia. Split the defence. Remember, Middlesbrough lacking a man. Timing's impeccable. To take the lead against 10 men with just 5 minutes remaining. Dave Jones, much happier now. It's a good run by Gascoigne. Oh, no free kick given. Here's Beattie. And it's behind for a corner. And Phil Stamp is having a real go at the referee. Out of your picture at the moment, but he is arguing hammer and tongs about the lack of a free kick for Paul Gascoigne. Oh, and a red card! Phil Stamp has taken his protest too far and has been shown a straight red by Paul Alcock, and Middlesbrough are down to 9 men. Well, his manager will be cursing him, because surely any semblance of hope that Middlesbrough might have had of salvaging this game is leaving with the departing figure of Phil Stamp. In all probability, that has handed the game to Southampton. Just what they need, given their plight at the bottom of the table. Ripley letting fly. Paul Alcock, a central figure. And Phil Stamp having to be escorted away down the tunnel. Gascoigne. They're doing well to commit any players forward, Middlesbrough. Here's Townsend. Fleming. We're in stoppage time now. There's Dean. Oh, and Vesta! That is bordering on the unbelievable. Middlesbrough have equalised despite having 2 fewer players than Southampton. Hesitation from Letizia. Should have cleared, and Festa has stolen the most unlikely point for Middlesbrough. There is time for very little more. Ripley. Vickers away this time. Highly. And this will be so deflating for Southampton. Palmer and Gascoigne. Given away. That's the problem with 9 men. And Southampton desperate to get this ball back in play. This will be a big embarrassment to them. Østenstad. Another Southampton throw. There is no more time, and Middlesbrough will never win a more unlikely league point than that. With 9 men, Festa's stoppage time equaliser, it has finished 3-3 at the Dell.
What a cracking match with those 6 second-half goals, 2 sendings off, and Middlesbrough equalising against the odds with only 9 men.